Hello, this is Sizwe Podcast. My name is Agnes, and today I am here with my co-host, Patricia.
Hi, Agnes.
Hi, Pat.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, so today we are talking about something that I'm very passionate about, marriage and the prices that we pay. Like I said in our previous episode about paying dowries and paying head rings, if I'm talking about tribes in my country. We are lucky to have in our midst Simo. Those of you who remember Simo, the first time he came into our studio, he was looking very thin because he was single. Simo just got married, and it surprises me because I was preparing a wife for him.
Oh.
You're welcome, Simo. Simo is a pilot. Those who don't know or those who didn't watch our first episode, you look for that video and watch. And if you think I'm lying, you look good, Simo.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to our studio.
Glad to be back. It's been a long time.
Marriage look good on you, trust me. I'm just bugging.
I guess my wife, I thank my wife for this.
Yeah.
She'll be happy to hear this. She'll be very happy to hear that. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before we talk about Lobola or dowry, let's talk about how you proposed.
No. How I proposed.
How long have you been married? Let me just put it that way for you.
Oh, so the marriage part is pretty new, so I'm still getting used to the whole concept. I've only been married like almost 3 months now.
Oh.
But we've been together for close to 6 years.
Oh.
6 years.
Okay.
Yes, so it's been a long time coming.
Guys,
Long time coming.
he's taking.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Patricia and Simo are from the same country, so I will be glad to learn more, like how she said, how do you, in your culture, how do you propose? And how do the family get involved? Now I want a first-hand information.
Okay. So it's a long process. It's a long process, and fortunately for me, we're kind of from the same tribe, so it made things a bit easier on that regard.
That's good.
Now you're not going across cultures and trying to learn a whole system. So I have to give credit where it's due. My dad was very instrumental in kind of guiding the whole situation.
Awesome.
So that being said, as I said, I've been with my now wife for almost 6 years, and I knew quite early on that I wanted to marry her.
Lucky you, Mrs.
Yeah. So, but in typical fashion, men tend to want to have their cards together before, we make the big move. You want to be able to take care of the woman and all that good stuff.
Yes, yeah.
When that time came, COVID also came. So we had to delay things a little bit.
That makes sense, yeah.
But in that time being, I was deciding what to do. I, in kind of keeping with the tradition, I did approach my uncle and let him know that I found a flower. I found a flower, and I intend to, marry that lady. And as per culture, he did relay that message to my parents, and mostly my dad. And my dad got the ball rolling in that he gathered the relatives, his siblings, and told them this is what's gonna happen, and this is what the boy is asking for. So further to that, then my dad and the siblings appoint somebody, a representative, who is not who's not part of the siblings.
Okay.
And that person becomes a representative for our family to approach Norma's family. Oh, there you go. That's my wife's name. Norma. Hi, Norma.
Hi, Norma.
Yes. So while all this was happening, Norma also, or my wife also, has to go talk to her aunties and let them know that, hey, she has found somebody who's serious about, making taking the next step. And while she's talking to the aunties will also kind of relay, start feeling around, the father. They don't necessarily approach the father, they just start feeling him around.
So yeah, I was going to ask Patricia, is the uncle that you need to inform?
Yes, it is the uncle.
Okay.
For him, it's
For
the
him,
uncle. For
and
the
then for
girl,
the
it's the
girl,
aunt.
The aunt. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for filling me in on that. So I was surprised, like you told your uncle, and your uncle told your dad, and your dad told his brothers, and
Yes.
it's
So
okay.
it's a long-winded process, and
Yeah.
it's quite interesting. And what made it even more interesting was that it was kind of in the middle of COVID, and we're still here in Canada, and some of her family is back in
Back
Zimbabwe,
home, yes.
and she's in a different location as well. So this is all happening in separate locations and try to coordinate that. So it was quite fascinating. So once everybody kind of has an idea of what's about to happen, the aunties are filling out the father to see how he feels and what's,
Whether he will say, yeah.
Where his mindset is at. We get the representative, and then the representative will liaise between my family and her family.
Yes.
And right away, he'll know who to talk to on the auntie side. And then they start that communication.
Wow.
Right. So I'll kind of keep it in segments, and
Yes,
you guys
yeah.
can just pitch in and ask me
I'm
questions.
coming back again to Patricia. So you said you asked him, did you pay Is it what do you call
Lobola, we call it Lobola in the
Lobola in
Ndebele.
in the belly. Guys, if you are watching us, this is Sizwe Podcast. We have in our midst my only pilot. and now he's Mrs. He's Mr.
Mr.
And Mrs., if you are watching us, I'm proud of you and thank you for finding a gem.
I'm the gem.
Yeah.
I'll take
Yes,
that.
I call you a gem because the last time I spoke to him, I asked him how old were you when you came to Canada? And he was 16. And that is the age where most of our youth had challenges trying to fit in. He did fit in and he became a pilot. And I am proud of him, and I'm so proud of him, although he didn't marry my daughter. But today we are talking about dowries, and we are taking you all the way to Zimbabwe, where they pay Lobola. Yes, Patricia.
And, for Simo, this was the first dowry negotiation on Zoom that I saw. So now they were all dressed up. Yes.
Tell me about it.
They negotiated over Zoom.
Oh. Technology is doing stuff.
Yes.
Technology is a saving grace. The technology was a saving grace.
Oh my God. So Patricia, would you fill us in on that negotiation after the lead of your family has gone to meet the aunties? What else happens?
Now both families have to meet, and then the lady's family, now they have to say how much money they want.
Okay.
And meet Simo and his representative, and now the negotiations start. And if they charge too much money, then they can negotiate and say, oh, you guys, can you come down a bit?
Yeah, it's an African thing.
It's an African thing. And then those negotiations then go on. And then they end up coming to an agreement. And then they come back to the father and tell the father, okay, these people, they want this. And then the arrangement starts.
How did that arrangement start once they came back and told your dad that they want this, and what are those this. Now I want names put on this.
All right, so aunties are spot on the details there. I'll add some meat onto that. So kind of taking you back, the representative talks to the lady's family, and then the lady's family is the one that sets the date.
Oh, okay.
All right, so they'll organize their delegation, and then they'll let us know.
We'll be receiving you at this date.
This is the date that works for us. Does that work for you? And then obviously, if we want to start things off on a right note, we have to say yes. We'll work things around to make it happen. So we arranged for that date, and as she mentioned, it was done on Zoom because the different locations.
Yes,
and whatnot.
yeah.
So everybody meets up on that particular date. We have an idea of that there's certain things that are required. We also do our research. We talk to the elders and whatnot. So we know right off in our culture, there's as soon as we meet up, when we meet the lady's family, they're going to require what's called which is mouth opener.
Oh, okay.
So pay a certain
okay,
price.
so for us, we call the door knocking.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And just so everybody knows, even in the Ndebele culture, everyone does things differently.
Differently,
They pick and, it's changed a lot. A
Yeah.
lot. So this is my
My
situation.
side, yeah, very
Exactly,
good. It's
right?
like when I say Akan, there are different segments in Akan, and they will do things, the door knocking differently. But yeah, we call it that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they'll name their price for Isivulamlomo, the mouth opener, and most of the talking has been done by the representative.
Already.
In this situation, I was there, and I had the representative there. My dad is not there at all.
Okay.
My parents are not there, so we just doing that together, and he does most of the talking, and then we'll discuss the price. They name their price, we discuss the price, we accept it, and then we hand over the money.
For the door, for the mouth opening.
Yes.
So
Just to
that one
begin-
is money.
Yes.
Okay.
So just to get to started, you pay a certain amount of money, and then once you do that, then there's something else called ugangaziwe.
Ogalaziwe. Guys, if you just join us, this is Sizwe Podcast, and we are deep into the Zimbabwean, the Ndebele.
Yes.
Yes, the Ndebele marriage preparation. And he is the best, the latest groom in town. So the message that he's giving to us is fresh. If you are planning to go and marry in Zimbabwe, bring us your ears. You need to listen to this.
Yes. Yeah. So just a refresher. The first thing you do is the mouth opener, and then after that, gangaziwe, which is get to know each other.
Get to know each other.
Yeah,
So
so they'll name a price for that as well.
Huh?
Yes.
So they'll name a price for that. So this means like this is the families starting to get to know each other.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So again, they will name their price, and then the representative is the one kind of mentioned, okay, we're here because the young man has
Found. Yes.
a flower in your family and would like to the daughter's hand in marriage them. So then they will go ahead and tell us, okay, so this is as per our custom, we want
This
this
and that.
amount of cows.
Oh,
cows are
guys,
the
did
main
you
thing in
listen? The
Ndebele culture.
cows. That's the part I'm so much into.
Yes. So in the Ndebele culture and some other cultures, mostly in Southern Africa, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but to my understanding, the Southern culture, our cows are the main thing in terms of payment for dowry. So they'll name the amount of cows that they want.
How
And-
many cows did you pay?
Oh my.
Enough.
Enough. Oh
cows.
my goodness, guys!
Enough.
It means we can't count the number of cows that will pay that. I'm not
So
kidding.
yeah, so usually I'll give you a ballpark.
Yes.
It could be anywhere from 5 to 20 cows. depending on the family,
Hey.
right? So they will mention the number of cows, and then you can negotiate.
Negotiate. That's what.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We can.
You
Oh,
can
please,
bring
can
it
you
down,
reduce the
reduce the
number?
number,
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And these cows can come as actual live cows or as come in monetary value.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
they'll give you a monetary
Value
that
of
cow,
the
right?
number of cows.
And
That's good.
Right now, back home in Zimbabwe, the average cow goes in average. That changes again seasonally, and it could be anywhere from $400 to almost $1,000 per cow.
So even if they are asking for 5,
Yeah,
that's not cheap.
That's not cheap, yeah.
it is not a cheap. It's not a cheap venture.
Zimbabwean women are not cheap, eh?
That's why you didn't count. Guys, if you just joined us, this is Sizwe Podcast. I'm having fun. We've had the newest groom in town, Simo. Simo is a pilot, and today we are asking him his experience and the process that he went through in his culture. He chose to marry in his culture and obey all the rules and all the challenges that were in it to get a wife. And he has to pay a cow. What else did you pay?
Several cows.
Several
Several
cows.
cows,
I said
yes.
a cow. No.
Yes, several
cows.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and there is one particular cow that's very important.
Okay.
In that whole, whatever they name, there's the mother's cow.
Yes.
That one, you don't mess around. The mother's cow is a requirement.
Patricia, you...
So it's a female cow.
Okay.
Yes.
And that one is for the mom.
Yeah.
For
Or
taking
you need to give a cow to the mother.
Yes.
specific cow
Okay,
sounds
okay.
One
A specific cow.
for the mother.
Oh,
That one
you don't mess
So,
around. Yeah.
that one
Yeah.
is a major requirement. And then again, depending on the families, they'll also mention like you have to get a suit for the father.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
full
Yeah.
suit, dress, shirt, tie, shoes.
Tuxedo.
Make it look,
Full.
make him look fresh.
Yes.
Yes.
And some might request a blanket for mom as well, and other things.
A scarf for mom.
Scarf.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's pretty much.
Okay,
almost
so
all of it.
Patricia, like all those are just the gift for mom and dad, but the key part of the dowry is the cows.
Is the
Is
cows,
the
yes.
So for us, it is the drink, and in some community is the cola. The cola that you add to whatever, and the rest will be gift, like the gift for your father-in-law, the mother-in-laws. If your father-in-law has 3 or 4 wives, you're supposed to give gift to all of them. So for us, but there's no cow, which makes me feel that somebody took me for.
Somebody has to look into this.
Somebody has to look into this. Yes,
Yeah, so
But
that's-
the interesting part is that Simo grew up here in Canada.
yes.
Why did you choose to embrace the culture and say, this is acceptable to me? Because a lot of people now will say, why pay Lobola? Why?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a very good question. It kind of, it's I guess it's part of growing, because I never thought I'd be doing Lobola. I never really put too much thought into that. But once I found my wife Norma there, I knew that we have to follow tradition. My dad is very traditional.
That's very
right?
good. Yes.
So there's an element of me wanting to please my dad and to please my family as well.
Yes.
Because when you're doing this whole dowry thing, you are representing your family. I am now representing the Nkomazana people in front of and bring them to her last name is Ndlovu, bringing them to the Ndlovu family and saying, okay, this is us and this is what we do as the Nkomazana. So I wanted to follow that culture, and mostly, again, not mostly, it was also to make my father proud. But also
yes,
now
yeah.
pave my own path and have to think that, okay, this is the beginning of something new, and this sets the tone for how I want my life and how my family to be, right? We're here out west. There's a lot of things that you hear. There's a lot of things that there's a lot of ways that things are done, marriage-wise and whatnot, and so you have to decide what you want for yourself.
Yes.
And really do some research. So I sat down with my uncles. I sat down with my dad.
Wow.
And we had those conversations, and I had to understand why we do all that stuff, right?
Awesome.
So
Yes.
and for me, it made a lot of sense, and I'm a Christian, and being a Christian, Christian and religion have this, they're always kind of parallel.
Yes.
It's taught to us, but through this whole process, I realized that they can be intertwined.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with embracing your culture and your traditions as well, and still be a Christian while you're doing
Or
that.
still have your religion.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Yes, Patricia.
And did you realize the magnitude of doing that when you got to Africa and now you were meeting both families and they were coming together? Did you realize how much of a value it was to the parents?
Till this moment, and as we were discussing before this, it's still like a dream to me.
Oh.
It's really the wedding is a whole different situation, but that whole behind the scenes of bringing the family together, because the whole point of a dowry, to my understanding, is you're bringing the family
Together, yes, yeah.
I'm acknowledging Norma's mom by paying that specific cow for mom, and the other cows, I'm acknowledging the rest of the family, the little
Yes.
family, and saying, hey, listen, I want to take your daughter, and this is what I'm exchanging. Not that I'm paying, she's a product. No,
Yes.
this is just acknowledging and showing respect and appreciation
yes.
for what they've done. They've raised a wonderful daughter, and you want to take over from where they have left off. That's exactly what you're trying to do. And the whole thing, you have to change your mentality, because I never thought of owning cows.
Yeah. Let alone have a whole headed to somebody's home.
Exactly. So it never crossed my mind to own cows. We joke about cows and everything, but the first cow that I bought was mid-COVID, and it kind of really. So when COVID comes around, nobody knows what they're doing. We're trying to figure life out, and I knew I wanted to marry my wife.
Yes.
So I knew I had to get cows.
Wow.
she didn't know this, but all my paychecks were going towards buying cows.
Buy cows.
And
wow.
it was fascinating. It changed me.
It changed, yes.
Now I'm
You're
like,
like,
okay,
wow.
I own a cow.
I own a cow. Like,
I'm like, oh, this is my
this
cow.
is my cow.
It was fantastic, and it gave me a sense of purpose and direction.
Yes.
Like, okay, this is what it takes to get my
Married.
wife's hand in marriage.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
So, which again, if you're gonna do the biblical side, the Christian side,
Yes.
Abraham had to do his thing to get Sarah,
Yes,
put in
yeah.
the work. I had to put in the work to get my cows, and
Wow.
that I think really helped me grow a lot.
Yes.
So which
yeah.
is, I think kind of goes to that whole testament of why dowry is done. You
Yes.
have to prove yourself that you can.
You have
take
to
care of
prove
this-
yourself. So
this
that
lady,
even
right?
the process of thinking about buying cows, acquiring them, and saving them towards a purpose is also a form of growth.
Yes.
And then it gives you, it's like that thing has become yours. And finally, one day you have to match them off into the other side of the family. So giving it away and taking that precious jewel into your home make you value what you have done. So like it took you like from COVID 2020 all the way to 2023 to gather all of this and the patience to go through that.
Yes.
So if there are young men from all the other parts of Africa listening to us today, I think in Canada, you can choose to do it by going to the law court and have your marriage certificate, or you can do a common law partner. You want to be like Simo.
No,
No,
pressure.
because the growth.
No pressure.
The growth that he talks about, even researching, asking uncles, why do we do this? Have you asked your parents, why do we pay dowry? And why don't you want to do it but choose another culture that is not ours? So long as your parents are alive, I think it is an honor. How do your parents feel?
Oh, they loved it. They
Yes,
loved it.
and to be an honor, if my son could be you have to do it.
No pressure.
I want you to advise those gentlemen.
Those young people
Yes,
out
yes.
there.
People.
Yeah.
The main thing is to do the research.
Yes,
'Cause-
no pressure.
Yes.
But
the
I
main
will
thing
put a
is-
little pressure though.
Yeah. Because when you're younger,
Yeah.
you fight everything. You don't understand it. Therefore, you're like, okay, why should I, spend all this amount of money, tens of thousands of dollars, just to, prove that I don't know, to buy somebody. Because there's so many words that I use to describe dowry.
Very good. Yeah.
Like that you're buying a woman.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Now that I'm on the other side of it,
You're like,
for
it's
me,
not-
it's actually laughable to think that, and I hate to even, what, I don't hate it, but it's very immature to even look at it like that.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of learning, a little bit of growing to do, a little bit of research to do. If
Awesome.
you think it's just buying a woman. This is far beyond that.
Oh.
You're following a decades old,
Yes,
decades old
it's
tradition.
beautiful
and
to say that.
It's an awesome thing to see the whole family, the parents, everybody coming together, the grandparents, the uncles, and everyone traveling from far away just to be there, to celebrate and
yes.
to bless that union
Yes.
is just beyond words. I mean, no disrespect for people who want to go to court or do different things. Every culture is different.
It's different, yes.
As long as you understand why you're doing what you're doing, and don't just be like, you're buying a woman when
Yeah.
you're not. Then you don't understand it.
Wow.
You have no understanding.
Patricia,
of what this is.
I want you to sing that song they sang when she was coming out. I like the way they say.
Yeah, so that was still till this day. I look at those videos. I'm just like, wow.
Wow. Yes.
Wow. And you'll never look at your wife the same again after that whole
Yes,
procedure.
the whole yes.
You don't see her. She's coming from her family's house and she's all dressed up in African
my
gown.
gosh.
And it makes you so proud.
So
to be
proud, yes.
I'm
Like,
okay, I'm in Canada here. I'm just Simo.
Yes.
Right? But when I was back home there was some level of respect there. I was like, okay, now this is
Our
your
son,
wife. This
yes.
is our son.
Yes.
My
Oh.
family is proud. Her
Yes.
family is proud.
Yes.
And they're all coming together. Like it's
Oh
it's
my
a big
goodness.
thing.
I
It's
can
very
imagine.
big and it's very special. And I wish everybody would experience that at least once in their lifetime.
Awesome.
I
Yes.
wish nothing but
And the good part, when the her family comes, and she's coming with her aunts, her sisters,
yes.
and you see the people behind her.
Yeah,
there's
the
so
force,
much
yes,
value to
yes,
that.
yes.
That this is a human being.
Yeah.
Then you have that respect that I have to treat her with respect.
Yes.
There are people backing her up.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's not alone.
Yes.
She has an army behind her.
Yes.
So all you have to do, protect that woman.
You have to. You're building family.
Guys, if you just join us, this is Sizwe Podcast. My name is Agnes. Patricia is here, and Simo. If you don't know Simo is a pilot. And for me, when I say it, I just want to bow. I have so much respect, and for all the things he has done. One of the things that he did, that going back home to pack a head of cows into the other side to get a woman. And he is proud of what he did. And that is what we said when Joseph was here, when Nana was here. We are trying to encourage our next generation. Although we have crossed the ocean to come here, we came with our culture. In the next 100 years, let's have a semblance of what we gave to you by at least marrying in a cultural way. I will be so proud, even in my dead bones. Patricia, what do you have to say?
For me, that's the best thing that ever happens to a parent when your child gets married and they follow culture.
Yes.
Our culture still has value. There's so much to it. We have families behind the culture. We have everything. That's all that we want as parents. I'm still waiting for my Lobola for my girls.
Yay! And Simo, before we go, what do you have to tell us?
What do I have to tell you?
Yes.
Oh, jeez, I could go on and on and
Oh.
on. When you find the right person, all this is literally nothing. It
Yeah,
is-
the dowry, the cows, the money, the gift. It
will
pales
not-
in
it will not
comparison
shake
to
you. It will
good.
not even bother you. You'll want to do it.
Oh.
You'll want to do it, and you'll do it with pride.
Yes,
and you'll
very
enjoy
good.
every step of the way of doing it all the way, right? So I'm glad I had a good team of people who were there to guide me, and I appreciate them day and night. And till this day, it's been a year since the dowry, and it's been a few months since we got married, and I'm still in awe of the whole situation.
Wow.
Because you're doing something that, again, is generations deep.
Yes,
Right?
yes, yeah.
So I feel, as Aunt mentioned there, like, you are not just, it's just not longer about me and Norma.
No, yes,
You
not
got
just the two
whole
of you.
village, you got the whole,
Yes.
all the families, the
Wow.
elders, and they're all with you there. And it really cements the relationship and takes
Awesome.
it to a whole new level. Because you're not only just disappointing her, you're disappointing
Every
the whole
time you
village.
think about that, like
Yeah.
you stood in front of this massive group of people, so you need to think twice. And I think that is the whole idea of getting married and paying the bride price, because there's a book I read that said, I married you. If all of these things that we are arguing and fighting about, it comes to a point where you look at it and say, I married you, and it takes you back to all these things that you went through. And if you don't want to disappoint anybody, you don't want to disappoint yourself, taking yourself through all this preparation from COVID all the way up to now. We are proud of you. I am, always.
Thank you.
And thank you for keeping our culture.
Yay.
I thank everybody else who helped. Thank you. You were there as well.
She
And,
did,
you
yes.
know,
And I could hear that sound.
Wageni makoti.
Thank you.
very much
Thank you
for
so much
joining
for
me.
joining us.